All right, episode 7, The Tears of Shiigga. Welcome, everyone. Shiigga.
Shiigga.
Quick invocation. Muses, gather with us and make us of one mind. Deliver us one vision told of words of power and potency. We will not fear or falter, but will revel in the stories you have revealed through us. Make us instruments of the Creator. And our scene opens somewhere deep in the caverns, underneath the veldt, where an ancient and unnamed river flows, where the Lizzies live, somewhere back within their warrens. This is the second outpost, so not the most remote outpost towards the low road, but the second most remote outpost, where we find 3 Lizzie specimens in their watch position. Specifically, we have Meek, the hungry one, Salaman,
Salaman.
I forget Salaman's details. Give us a rundown on Salaman again.
Okay, hold on.
Like green, but not really that green.
Well,
Sort of the
I said he's long and lean, mean and green. And he's 110 years old, and he goes by Sal for short. And his convictions against the road killers are strong.
Good swimmer, I imagine.
Yeah, he's all long. Good underwater.
All right. And finally, we have Stubbs. And Stubbs is sort of the runt of the litter, it sounds like. All right, so we open on this outpost, the Lizzie outpost, where the 3 are going about their watch. And this is sort of the second gate. And they're, of the 3, the ranking Lizzie, determined mostly by deed and ruthlessness, but also cunning, is, I believe, Salaman.
It's like this name is supposed to be a play on salamander. So his name is Salamandar.
Salaman.
Mhm.
Salaman. So Salaman, bring your 2 underlings to heal. You're up top and they're down below. And let's go once around the horn and tell us what each of the Lizzies are up to. And we'll start with Salaman.
Okay, so Salaman is in the middle there at the top.
Correct.
Okay, so Salaman is scouting, trying to see the commotion at the front gates. He sees that the one tower has caught on fire and been knocked over, and he sees that some of his Lizzies are taking hits, and he is trying to make his next move. So he's gonna order, or he would like to order the other Lizzies to move to the front gates.
All right, so Salaman can smell with his sensitive nose smoke coming from down the corridor, down the tunnel. Perhaps even can see some commotion at the first gate. And go ahead and order your troops, Salaman.
Okay. Meek, Stubbs, go to the front lines. Help your brothers defend our home.
Huh?
Kind
Why
of look
are we
up all.
going?
All right, so Salaman will be the top of the order, and who comes afterwards? Salaman, pass the turn to a specific player.
Meek, take charge.
All right. I'm gonna be like skittering around on the ground like a lizard, looking all crazy. But I'm also like sniffing the air, trying to get a sense of where they're all coming from, how far away and whatnot. I'm gonna kind of walk forward, I guess, and go up to the area.
Okay, you're headed up to the towards the front gates.
Yeah.
Okay, so the area in front of you here, as you know, you go up to approach the front gates, but you stop short because behind the first gate is sort of the moat to the Lizzie domain, and this is where the mouth of Shiigga dwells. And the mouth of Shiigga is some sort of ancient and giant cave-dwelling creature.
Terrifying.
Which will consume most anything that enters its pool. The mouth of Shiigga is some kind of big fish or, sort of reptile dinosaur thing. And even the Lizzies don't like to go in near with it. So there is a way to circumvent Shiigga, the mouth of Shiigga's pool, if necessary, to get to the first gate. And for context, Shiigga is the name of the Lizzies' deity, which most of the Lizzies have never seen Shiigga, although the mouth of Shiigga will sometimes speak through the pool, and it will sometimes speak through the daughters of Shiigga, who are sort of the priestesses that attend to this deep entity. And one of those priestesses is expected back soon. And will likely be interceding and checking in to see what the commotion is at the behest of it would be your duty as guards here to signal if there was distress back to the daughters of Shiigga so that they can prepare the Lizzie defenses.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So we're like a watch point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well then, yeah. I'm gonna run back to town, I guess, instead. And yeah, if there are crazy monster things down there, yeah, I'm gonna go tell everybody to get ready because this would be a much better place to defend than like.
Yes, you can. There are signals that you can light here at your outpost that'll signal that there's trouble. So you might want to talk to your cohort here and organize that.
Sal, light the signal. Ah!
Okay, so I'm at top. Do the Lizzies have the ability to shoot flaming arrows, or how? I don't know what their capabilities are.
Okay, so each of the Lizzies sort of has a form of amnesia. They don't really know where they come from, or they don't have memories of their birth. And there are some of the daughters of Shiigga that lay eggs, but not all Lizzies appear to come into existence that way. This is kind of a thing. Their reproductive cycle, you got to understand, they're very isolated. They exist, they're basically the only sentient creatures they interact with, aside from occasionally the dwarves, in the capacity of violence going one way or another. And so they exist in a very isolated sort of, the ultimate echo chamber. And they have very strange, superstitious beliefs about reality, for example. Understand also that the Lizzies don't have any concept of above ground. To them, the underground is the only world that is. And their god Shiigga is the only god there is. And each of the Lizzies is born, or bestowed or has, again, given the murky nature of their origins, one or more gifts of Shiigga. The Lizzies all generally sort of look the same, but they have different features from one to one. So here are some of the gifts of Shiigga that your Lizzie, Salaman, may possess. So you can choose venom glands, fangs and the jaws to go with them, gills, fins, bioluminescent, regions, armored scales, an electrogenic gland, like an electric eel, basically, prehensile tongue, cold blood, and spines. So you could tell me they may have crude rock and sort of like, Stone Age weapons, but likely Lizzie's going to fight with their natural gifts of Shiigga.
Okay.
So what would be Salaman's gift?
Salaman has the armored scales.
Armored scales, all right. And Meek, what is Meek's gift?
I think it's pretty obvious. It's that crazy mouth of his.
Oh yeah,
Bite.
big fangs. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You guys can choose two. How about you choose two?
All right. Randy, you need a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
I would also like the I would like the lightning gill or the lightning gland.
Oh yeah, an electrogenic gland. So yeah, you have like a little eel thing you can discharge every once in a while.
I'll have the venom glands.
Okay.
And Stubbs.
Yeah.
And if you have an idea off of the list, I'm probably going to approve it. So.
Okay. I think, man, I'm gonna go with like, some claws or something like that. I don't know, like what the second one should be.
Yeah, claws would work.
Is there anything that becomes stronger because you have a stub tail?
I kind of forgot a lot of them that were listed.
Oh, here, I'll read through them quickly again.
Sure, thanks.
Venom glands, fangs or jaws, gills, fins, bioluminescence.
I'll do gills.
Gills.
Yeah.
Alright.
That might help you out since you're not a very
Yeah,
good swimmer.
I can't swim, but I can stay underwater.
So yeah, many of the Lizzies can hold their breath for a long time, but some of them have gills and can be underwater for an indefinite amount of time.
Could I swap out those electrogenic glands for like a second stomach?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna.
How about like an acid burp too, like sort of like an overactive. You know what I mean?
Well, I was kind of thinking like I could store stuff in there,
Oh, nice. Okay.
like a type of thing.
I really wanted the electro glands, but I didn't want to have two people have that.
Oh no,
Alright,
please
so-
take it. Yeah, I honestly feel like you should have probably gotten at least one before we went on to our second. So
Nah,
yeah,
it's
please
cool.
take it. Yeah. So I'd like to be able to store things in my second stomach, essentially. Think of it like a pocket that is inside my body.
Right on.
All right.
And what have you got in there right now, Meek?
Rocks.
All right. Couple of rocks weighing down Meek up in his tum-tum. Okay, so we return to Salaman. You're the top of the order, and then it's going to be Meek and then Stubbs. So pass it through like that. If there are enemy or NPC actions, they will take place during your turn. So I will be basically interjecting and reacting to things that you do. Otherwise, you're going to be sort of, controlling the flow of things. And just for some standing directives, it's sort of your charge to stay here, to guard the mouth of Shiigga, and to alert if the outposts are breached. Then this the secondary outpost here is the sort of next line of defense before the fortress. So, and then smaller duties, there is like a little bit of wild flora that, you know, you sometimes process and make food stuff from. Some kind of non-photosynthesizing plants. All right, so Salaman.
So, if possible, I would like to light both of the towers there to warn the town or our home, however you describe it, that we're being invaded, basically, or that there's trouble at the front gate.
All right, and give us a declarative statement in your best Lizzie voice.
Okay, in my best Lizzie voice, it's gonna come out like the Hitcher or something. Okay, but I'm doing this myself. I'm not ordering
Correct.
them. Okay. I-
Got it. Go for it.
I'm lighting I'm lighting the left and the right tower. And then and then Meek, I think you should go scout on ahead.
All right, you light the signal fires using a flint and steel. Not that you would know those names for them, but Spark Rock and Sparkid Rock, and you light the signal fires. Oily smoke billows up along the crest of the tunnel, billowing back towards home, and yeah. So you pass the turn, Salamandar.
Okay. Meek, I think that you should scout ahead to see what the damage up front is.
I'm gonna scout ahead and look at those plants. What I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna regurgitate my rocks, just into a nice little pile at the base there where I'm at.
All right.
For later. Also, do I have the capacity to use a sling?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And you have a little sort of like a fish leather sling with smooth pebbles. Maybe you've got gizzards, sort of like stones in your stomach that you like kind of smooth out and then pull out.
That's exactly what it is. I was hoping to use the stones in. Okay, perfect. Great. Oh God, what a monster. And then yeah, I'm gonna go scout ahead and go get those tasty plants that we're gonna do some cooking with later.
All right. So before you is the pool of Shiigga, the pool of the mouth. And there's sort of a sunken area in the cave where the water coming from down the cave sort of spills into. And then there's this space behind you. So there's a rim around this pool that you could navigate to get deeper down in the tunnel. And so will you go this way or this way?
The first way.
Okay.
I saw myself as the guy on the right. But
okay.
I don't care. Yeah. I don't know where Jake stands or if he cares.
Could be this guy here.
Yes.
So you're gonna move past the rim around there?
Yes, and I'm gonna utter a prayer, I
All right,
guess.
give us that
on my way
prayer in your
over.
best Lizzie voice. As the mouth, you can see the fins rising in the water as your heart stirs into this prayer. It's sort of in response to your intention.
Shiigga, be easy. Meat's on its way.
And
I guess just yeah.
Meek, you have a particular devotion to the mouth of Shiigga, being that it's such an apt and sort of you empathize with it as being basically a vessel for the hunger of your god. And you feel compelled to make some kind of a sacrifice. And conveniently, there are these fruit-bearing plants nearby, these sort of, potted sort of, you find them to be quite nice and, and delectable. Surface dwellers may find the smell of them quite off-putting and strange. But there are these fleshy little blue orbs hanging from this sort of almost translucent, sort of like pale, anemic plant that sort of spreads out leaves along the ground and sort of sucking moisture from moisture and nutrients off of the rocks.
I love that. Describing them as fleshy is about all I needed to hear to be like, I need those inside my body as this like Lizzie, you know?
All right, so you move a bit up farther, and you have another action.
Yeah, so my whole plan of actions probably will take 2 turns. Is I would like to harvest the first one and give all of that to Shiigga, and then I would like to go to the farther away one and harvest that and take it back with me.
All right, so you pluck the fruit from the first plant, tossing it with reverence into the pool of Shiigga. And Shiigga's mouth reaches the surface and opens, a beautiful sight to behold, cavernous with rows and rows of jagged dagger-like teeth, and a brilliant sort of heaty stench wafts out and causes your spines to sort of stand on end, and it disappears after accepting the gift back below the water, and sort of returns contented into its pool. And then you harvest some more of the fruit. What do you call these fruit, Meek? Think on that for a second. And
Yeah,
we're
you're
going
gonna
to
have to give me
go
a second on
to
that. Yeah.
we're going to go to Stubbs.
There's
Sorry, I'm taking the
never-
turn again. Craig, you got to pass these turns.
Oh
gotta
yeah, I'm
practice this
sorry.
format.
Sorry. Yeah. It's
My bad.
obviously Go to Stubbs while I think about what these plants are called.
So like feel free to do that. If I'm doing something like that to you and you're like, we're gonna like give me a turn to
check back
ruminate, we're
in.
gonna
Yeah.
go to Stubbs.
Cool. All right. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'll keep that in mind.
No, it's no problem.
All right, so I'm kind of an outsider, and I don't think these guys respect me, but I'm always trying to get the respect. So I'm gonna be kind of glum and be like, "There's never any commands for Stubbs," and then I'm gonna progress forward to try to do the scouting that I'm noticing um, that Meek is not doing to try to like impress our commander, Salaman.
And when your action is done, just pass your turn on.
Okay.
So maybe
So
I'll just give you a confirmed or something so that you know. So all
okay,
right, you proceed. Confirmed.
okay. Don't think I don't ever do anything for our tribe, Salaman. And back to you.
Yeah, I was wondering why Meek wasn't actually scouting and he was just harvesting food, but it's fine. Thanks. So Salaman is going to, now that he's lit the towers, he's going to climb down from his perched area, and he's going to would like to do a vision check to see what he can see from where he is.
All right. Salaman, like a gecko on a wall, climbs down and onto this perch. And Salaman, go ahead and roll a d6 to see what your vision score is.
I got a 4.
All right. So using your 4 vision score, peer into the darkness of the cave and see what you see. You are lit by these signal fires as well.
Okay. So I roll a d20 now.
Yep.
Or-
And then
okay.
add your vision score.
Okay. I got a 10.
Okay. You see that there is sort of a glow at the end of the tunnel, indicating likewise fire down that way.
Okay. Stubbs, since Meek is otherwise occupied, go on to the tunnels, see what you can find out.
Yes, leader. And I'm gonna keep progressing down the tunnel, kind of a full sprint, if I can.
All right, Stubbs flies into action, running across the ridge of the cave until he reaches the end, in which he keeps on running and sort of does that lizard walk, thing where they run across the surface of the water, and reaches up and joins with Meek, who has a little bit of a head start, and they join together in the tunnel, and they're about, say, a football field away in this kind of long, generally straight tunnel, and the water's getting a little bit deeper, and you guys have a minute together.
What should we do when we get up to the ruckus?
We should be sneaky, hide in the water.
Do you think it's the outsiders? I can't remember what we call them right now.
Road killers.
You think it's the road killers?
I hope so. Meek loves road killers.
Add another head to my collection.
Both of you get a bit closer, and you can now smell the fire, and you can smell something else. Smells like road killers. Make a guile check, both of you.
I don't know if I have guile.
All right,
Or I don't know what that is.
Go ahead and roll a d4 to see what your guile is.
Oh no! How did I come to D&D without my
Or,
dice?
excuse me, a d6.
What?
I mean d6.
Check your bohemian apartment for your dice.
Check around in your beautifully lit apartment, and you'll probably find that.
Yeah, right. All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I can roll it for you. All right, we return back to Salaman, and Salaman suddenly hears a noise behind him. Is that right?
Mhm.
Oh, does it matter? Yes, you're right. Okay.
Don't assume
And-
my gender.
And suddenly you hear a sharp noise behind you, and up on the parapet you see Serith, one of the daughters of Shiigga. She cuts a striking figure with her thin limbs and curved reptilian figure. She has sharp needle fangs and domed eyes, and a long red tongue darts in and out of her mouth. Her retractable claws likewise move in and out to accentuate her hissing speech as she calls down to you.
Did she say something?
She does.
Salaman! We saw the beacon. What is this disturbance?
We see, it looks like a fiery glow from down the tunnel. I have sent Meek and Stubbs to scout it out.
Good, good. I fear we are in for an encounter with the road killers. Their greed knows no bounds.
I have the same fear. But we've defended our home for this long. I think that we can defend it once more.
I fear this time they attack in force. Perhaps we should relocate the mouth of Shiigga to protect it from any intrusion. What
I
do
did
you
not
think?
know that was possible.
Well, you let me worry about the logistics.
Okay.
Why don't you go down, follow up behind your underlings, see that they do not get themselves into trouble. Scout and find what you can. I will relocate the mouth of Shiigga.
Yes, at once, my lady. And Salaman's cool with that because he doesn't really like being too far from the action anyway. So he's gonna start following behind Meek and Stubbs. And Meek, what's the status?
I remember the name of the thing. The eyes of Shiigga. We feed them to her. Or it.
The eyes of
Still kind of
Shiigga.
unclear. There's like some smoke ahead, and I don't really know what to do from here, boss. This is kind of above my pay grade. Off to Salaman.
Stubbs, any ideas? Any thoughts?
I can smell something different. It's not the normal road killers. What do you
New
think,
meat.
Salaman? Have you ever ran into something like this?
Can I do like a smell check?
Make a guile check.
Okay.
Yeah, guile is smell.
Okay.
Smells under guile.
So my guile is a 1, and then so I got a 4. my nose is all clogged up.
Okay. Not particularly guileful, Salaman. But you all get deeper in the cave, and it starts to get to the point where it does require you to swim. Most of you are pretty good swimmers. Stubbs is not awesome, but does just fine and can stay underwater longer, so can sometimes be a little stealthier for that reason. You get close and you go ahead.
I would like to say that while swimming, I kind of bite at the water like dogs do with like hoses, you know?
For the hoses.
So, like I'm swimming through the water, but it's like I'm like eating my way through it.
All right. So you get farther down the cave and you come up to a little sort of a natural column, stone column in the cave that provides you a little bit of cover as you peer on to see the intruders before you. And you see that there are one of the towers is one of the outpost towers is fallen and burning, and another stands but is under assault by one sort of towering humanoid, obscured by smoke and fog, and another shorter one wielding some kind of a magic weapon and covered in heavy armor.
Uh-oh.
These don't look like the normal road killers.
They're quite large.
What should we do? Should we kill them?
No.
I think we need to be quiet. Go swim under the water, see if we can get closer without them noticing us.
And then I'll zap them.
Lead him back to Shiigga. Is it Shiigga or Shig? How do we pronounce this?
Shiigga.
Shiigga.
Yes, we could offer them up to Shiigga.
We'll make excellent sacrifices.
Maybe we take a bite or two for ourselves after all the trouble.
All right. So are you well, sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead.
So Sal wants us to stealthily swim into the water and see if we can approach the road killers, just get close enough to see them better and basically just get a lay of the land, lay of what's going on without them noticing us.
All right. So you get close and you see, are you swimming underwater, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they can't see us.
So you guys are swimming underwater and you pass under the burning tower, and you see that there's a skeletal corpse hacking away at the fallen tower. Kind of a strange sight, something that you would be quite unfamiliar with and would be, you know, some kind of dark magic is going on there. And then before you, you see a fellow Lizzie has been netted, and another one is actively brawling with a road killer with white hair and silver claws.
Our brother has been captured.
We need to free him. Yes.
There's a little bit of a bubble effect underwater when they're saying that. The Lizzies can speak to each other underwater.
Okay.
Good. So that was my assumption. Okay, we need to come up with a plan.
Let's pull them under.
Okay, who's going to go? Do we have a name for the guy in the net? Who's gonna get Al from the net?
I
Oh,
can.
no.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So-
this is awkward. I think we both need to go.
I was thinking you could use your gift to just fucking drown people.
I thought we were saving our friend.
Well, yeah, and like we're taking back some meat, you know?
That's too meta for us right now.
Listen,
We can't.
the road killers have already come this far. I say we try to fall back but first save the brothers we can.
Agreed.
If
We can
you
let
insist.
Shiigga take care of them. But it's being moved.
I don't know that. Unless you relayed that to,
I haven't said anything.
yeah.
Never mind. Ignore that.
That's secret intelligence.
All right, I'm gonna swim ahead and try to grab our brethren that is netted, and I am going to try to drag him back to us.
All right. Do you have a D6?
I do.
Roll a vigor check. Or roll to see what your vigor is, rather.
Yeah, I got a 4 for my vigor and then a 15 for the roll.
Okay, so you swim under and you grab Al by his fins, and you pull him underwater, and he goes part way and then gets snagged for a moment. His net is being handled by one of the road killers up above. Make another vigor check opposed to the road killer.
I got a 19.
All right. You break through the net. It's not very well made. And Al swims free, and he speaks out to you.
Brother, they came from nowhere. They intend to kill us. They put me in a net. Sorry, you probably even realize that I'm a little shaken.
We're here to save you, brother. We're gonna retreat back to Shiigga's mouth.
So Sal is gonna swim underwater to the other Lizzie that's engaged with the white hair road killer and see if I can use my venom glands to disengage the road killer with our Lizzie friend and get him back to go with us.
All right. Make a vigor check.
Can I assist at all?
Yes.
Please.
I
So yeah,
wanna-
if you're unaided, just say, yeah, I'm going to assist her.
Yeah, I'm gonna assist her and try to jump out of the water and like bite and
Okay.
like latch onto the white-haired person while.
It's a little less subtle than I was going for, but I got a 13.
All right.
I'm supposed to be like the big tough guy, but I'm doing really poorly on my roll.
all right. So you go out, and where are your venom glands located?
They are located under my chin.
All right. So you swim over underneath Effie, and you jet out some venom at her, and she, not a critical failure, but a very poor defense there. She gets envenomed and falls. Her legs buckle. Her legs are paralyzed, and she disengages with this other Lizzie, whose name is, hold on, Brunner.
Come, Brunner, we are falling back.
Yes, but Brunner takes a prize with him.
And Brunner grabs the back of there's a rope coiled around Effie's torso, and Brunner grabs it and starts pulling her back as he swims and dives under the tower. He could definitely use assistance.
I will assist you.
Great, thanks, Salaman. I admire your venomy throat.
It's gotten me this far.
You there, stubby one. Follow on.
Of course, Bruna.
Meek, what are you doing at this point?
I'm just waiting.
Okay, well, we're falling back. Come.
They put him in a net. Did you see that?
Yes, yes.
Wait,
That was amazing technology.
Salaman.
It was made so well.
I'm surprised you were able to break it. Salaman, you take this. Take this, roadkiller. I'm going to grab that other one, not the big one, the smaller one.
Okay, I got it.
Stubbs, follow me.
And you can see that Brunner, he's a male Lizzie. Bulky, broad-headed brute with heavy. You can
What was that?
bulky, broad-headed
Like,
brute with heavy scales and jagged rows of dagger teeth. His eyes are heavy, hooded film slits, and deathly-looking spines run down his back. He's kind of a big, broad, sort of shark-headed Lizzie.
I'm going after the one with the magic.
Yes.
He swims
Let's-
off towards Constable Bippers.
yes,
I can
there's
see
dark
her.
magic here.
Road killers bring dark magic to our domain.
So he goes under the water and dives after Constable Bippers, kind of same deal. And it looks like he's going to use his poison spines to kind of like swim past and sort of like do a little flip in the water and brush against Constable Bippers. Natural 19. And
Nice flip.
so he saws across and sort of cuts the calf meat out from under Constable Bippers, who immediately goes down, and they likewise try to do this rip-off measure. So he grabs him, looks to the other Lizzies for support.
Help me, blah, 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 blah.
Meek, go
I'm
help.
right here. Ah. Yeah, I'm just gonna help him drag.
All right,
Constable.
so you guys drag Constable Bippers, and you all head off towards the pool of the mouth. And we cut scene. And as they have a little dialogue as you guys are headed back with your prize for your sacrifices for the mouth.
Not so tough now, are they, road killers? We have 2 to take back to Shiigga.
They'll make excellent sacrifices.
But first, we must learn all we can, for there are more road killers.
We can learn about their net technology.
Yes, that could be useful.
And after that, Psyche gets a taste.
Yes, Meek, you will get your taste.
And we swim back. Is Al alive or conscious? I can't remember. Am I dragging Al?
Al's alive but wounded, yeah.
Okay.
We cut back away from the Lizzies and to the road killers who have just abruptly witnessed 2 of their friends taken down and away there. And so, Lord Yennik, you see you see Effie disappear underwater, and Craig, you see Constable Bippers likewise get sucked under. He drops his great wand, and he's still got his big heavy armor on. So we're going to start with Craig.
I'm climbing anything I can. I'm getting out of the water.
Okay. You start climbing up. Make a vigor check for me.
Yeah. Oh, I only got an 8.
All right. So you climb part way up this tower, and we go ahead and pass your turn.
Yannick. Or nope, you're getting up. Never mind.
What? No.
No, you're good. Okay, yeah, go ahead. It's all you.
They took him. They drug him under the water. We need to go after them and save them. And I'm gonna kind of start going that way, because there's no more live Lizzies next to us, right? They're all the other ones are dead.
Yeah.
Are you able to like use your door as like a raft or something?
I was thinking kind of like the Titanic. I'll just stay on it.
So Yannick lays on his raft and sort of paddles with one hand through the water. All right, so you float through the barriers, and you can see the spines of the Lizzies rushing off quickly, snaking through the water and down past the tunnel. Down into the tunnel.
Alka, come with us. I'll pass to Alka.
Okay, I am just I'm still on edge and having a little bit of PTSD from my last Lizzie experience. So I'm got my bow ready to go. So I'm just kind of like trudging through the water with my bow loaded, following Yannick.
Vincent, seeing the two companions disappear into the water, says, "Oh, I think I forgot something back at the camp. I'll be back." And he rushes off back from where you came.
Send the dwarves! I shout.
Okay, I'll try to remember that.
Oh, shit.
We're fucked.
And you see that the skeleton just keeps on like ragging on this like burnt out tower. He's just like pounding on it. He's just on autopilot. So Alka, what were you gonna do? What are you doing?
I have my bow loaded and I'm following behind Yannick, just kind of with my bow up here, but just kind of wade through the water.
Okay. So you move over towards Yannick, and you're kind of behind him. He's floating on the raft. Yannick, make a vision check for me.
I got a 21.
All right. So as you float past the other tower here, you look over and you see what Craig had seen in the bottom story of the tower there, and it is sort of surprising to see it there. And with that, we're going to take a quick pause, a little intermission. So if you guys need to use the bathroom, whatever, give it like 5 minutes, and we'll be back on. All right, so you swim past the tower there, and Craig, you managed to pull yourself up over the rim. You're now seated. We've switched around. We're looking from the other side now.
Yeah. I was looking at the goat.
And you are surprised to see a goat tethered in underneath this tower. It's one of these strange deep goats. So it's got sort of, it's thin and sort of bony with shorter, coarser fur and sort of small, underformed eyes and very like wrinkly, fleshy faces. And when the goat sees you floating past, Craig, it regards you and
Do you mean Yannick by any means?
Yannick is what I meant.
Fuck off, goat. And I'm gonna keep just like paddling down the river.
Make a vision check, Yannick.
Okay. I got a 17.
Yannick, you see that unlike the sheep or goats that you witnessed back at the dwarven camp, this one has a nice little collar on and a little dangling like tag on the collar. And we're going to go to Craig. Well, you guys direct it. I'll keep that going. So Yannick, you pass it on.
Craig, that's someone's pet goat. I don't know why Lizzies keep pet goats, but
Did you say a pet? I'm
Yeah.
clambering. I'm going down as fast as I can to come meet this goat.
yeah, I'm gonna keep doggy paddling, but you check out this goat.
Don't worry, the goat situation is on lockdown, as we call it. Come here, little buddy. What's up? What's your name?
Bleh.
Oh, hi, Blah. Craig Soft. Nice to meet you.
You see that as you speak to the goat, it sort of like swoons a little bit and falls over, faints after seeing you. And basically it's just like now like just like they're like on its side. Its little like dangling collar thing going.
Is it is it out of fear or just straight admiration for how amazing I am?
You're not sure. Roll a guile check. Let's do an animal check here.
9.
Could be either one.
I'm gonna slowly reach to pet it on its back, like here, not so much on the stomach.
Okay. You pet the goat. It's kind of asleep.
Okay, cool. Well, then I'm gonna read its collar if I can.
The collar says Sleepy Bill. And on the other side it says, if found, please return to Rollin, Dwarf Camp 6514.
Oh, you're Rollins? Oh, baby
Bleh.
boy.
The goat turns to regard you, sees you again. Its little tiny eyes go sort of bug-eyed, like it slits open, like from like very small to like you can still hardly see him in the wrinkles, but the wrinkles like move up and it goes, bleh, and like its tongue goes back out and it falls back asleep. It faints.
I'm gonna spend as much time as it takes to fashion like a goat baby harness.
All right, we're gonna come back to you. Roll a. You're gonna spend a turn doing that, and we'll.
That's fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Olka, have you seen this goat?
So with my animal sense and my keen fondness for animals, I want to also go over and check out the goat. And you guys, what if the goat can lead us to Rollin? So that's where you guys respond to.
Okay, I'm paddling vigorously, but you can imagine someone just sitting on like a wooden shield with like one arm paddling is like I've only really moved about a foot down the river, and I'm gonna kind of stop and look back and be like, what if that is Rollin?
I had the same thought, but it says right here, please return to Rollin at address.
Ah, that's good. I would have been pretty mad that we lost 2 of our friends for a goat.
Yeah, but it's one of our friends' goats, so it's fine.
Ah,
Right, or am I wrong? I thought, could you remind me of the 3 dwarves that are in town? Is that Rollin or?
No, that's
No.
Stalin, Malin, and Colin.
Oh, Colin. Okay. Well, soon to be friends goat.
Okay, so can I test I would like to use my animal sense to like just sort of examine this goat, and I'm gonna be like, come on, boy, you think you can lead us to Rollin?
All right, so Craig finishes his baby Bjorn, goat Bjorn thing.
I did not roll very well.
All right, it's not a very hard thing to do though. So you managed to take some of your cloak and wrap up Sleepy Joe, and after you've been petting him and stuff,
Sleepy Bill.
Sleepy Bill rather.
Oh yeah, you've been reading too many memes.
I think that was automatic after all the Joe memes. So Sleepy Bill there, and he's also supposed to be a billy goat. So that's anyway. That's all I remember. Sleepy Bill is around, and he's like looking pretty comfortable, and he's now sort of gotten a little bit more used to you, but he still is occasionally just passing out when he like gets overstimulated. And so Alka, what were you doing?
So I'm trying to use my animal sense to communicate with him and convince him that he's gonna help us somehow find Rollin. Like
Okay.
sniff him out or something.
This is gonna take some. This is gonna take some doing, some kind of a system to figure out. So go ahead and roll your guile check here.
God.
And you've got some bonuses, right, for your animal handling?
Yeah, I get like a plus. So okay, I rolled a 1. So with my guile, I got 6 plus 2, so I got an 8.
All right, so you critically failed because you rolled a 1. You freak out the goat, and instead of falling asleep, this time he like rears his horns back and he sort of like tries to clip at Craig. So he's gonna be just roll a grace check to not get clipped by his horns there, Craig.
I got a 19.
All right, you managed to neck up and stay out of the way of the horns.
At least someone can roll.
You're still a little bit disturbed. You might have to try again.
I
You
can try
put
again.
him on my
Go ahead, you guys.
I was gonna
Okay.
say we can put the goat on my shield and push him around. I don't know what that gets us, but
Well,
Okay.
is there still that like path around the side, or is that just mountain like wall?
Give us another guile check, Alka.
Okay, so this time I got a 13.
All right, so you're just thinking and looking at this goat, and you're thinking that because they've like lived underground, they've been bred this way, they don't really have eyes so much. You're thinking that they probably do rely on their other senses to navigate and stuff. So maybe this goat does have a keen enough sense of smell that you can use it to track Rollin with.
Okay. Do we have anything of Rollins that it could smell and help find? No one thought of that, probably.
No.
Maybe
I'm
search
thinking
around.
we could maybe
Yeah.
find like the thing that Bippers was carrying. They probably took Bippers and Effie to the same place they're holding Rollin, right?
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
that's a good idea. Okay.
So
Um,
I'll carry the big gun and the goat, and we'll roll up strapped.
yeah, because you're big and strong. Okay, so
I love the
I'm-
idea of him floating on the shield, but it's up to you guys, of course.
can I try one more time, or was that what I just did with my?
No, you can try again.
So I would like to try again. I'm gonna just start petting the goat and trying to say soothing words. Okay, so
Do you have
come on,
anything you could try to treat the goat with? Do you have any little treat that you could give it?
let me see what I have. I have some like healing fungus and medicinal herbs. So, but I don't want that to dull his sense of smell. So, I'll give him an herb to make him relaxed, but still alert.
Okay.
And I'm gonna again try to communicate with him that we need his help to find Rollin and see if he'll sniff out the wand and start leading us in the right direction.
All right. So you're going to get advantage for using some of your herbs towards this effort. So go ahead and make a final check here. Take the better roll of 2.
Okay. So I got 16.
Okay. And what are you trying to have him lead off of? You're trying to have him sniff out Bippers?
Yeah, so Craig picked up Bipper's wand that he dropped, and so we're figuring that they're taking Bippers to the same place that Rollin is being held, so we're having him sniff out the wand to see if that'll help us track him.
All right.
I would also like to say, after almost getting like gouged by a goat horn, Craig has decided that the baby Bjorn backpack is probably not the greatest idea.
We have the raft.
So yeah, I would like to try to like like gently just like set it down on the raft, the goat raft, the shield.
All right, so you set Sleepy Bill on the raft, and Lord Yennik is there, sort of holding onto it like a person with a surfboard.
I'm using it like a kickboard.
Like-
I think.
And Sleepy Bill is sort of out front with his nose up in the air, going, "Bleh, bleh." And he's who's behind Sleepy Bill and Yennik?
So I'm trying to keep in pace right up next to Sleepy Bill in case I need to like do some soothing words or give him some more herbs to keep him on the course.
Okay,
And I still have my bow loaded.
right on.
Craig's not the best of swimmers, so I would say he's definitely kind of trailing behind, or I'm trailing behind.
Okay.
I mean,
Hey.
I doubt we're going too fast since I'm like just kickboarding a goat on a shield. But
Honestly, I might need that raft more than the goat.
Craig, how does your fog sense work in water?
I'd imagine it only goes over the water.
Okay.
But I could try.
Penetrate the water, quiet.
Yeah, I feel like underwater it would just kind of go away, or suck back into my eye. I guess more so. I don't know. But yeah, probably not too great.
Okay. So we'll just keep relying on Sleepy Bill then.
Yep.
For our direction.
All right.
Okay.
So what's your? If you want, we can move forward a sunstroke here, or we can do kind of broad time. How do you want to handle it?
Yeah, I would like to. I mean, I assume that the Lizzies swam like really fast, so they're long gone. So I imagine it's going to take us like a whole, stroke to get us closer to them. So that makes sense to me.
Okay. So you guys are heading across there, and so we are going to cut back to the pond of Shiigga, where the mouth of Shiigga has been penned into this little sort of warded area, and and the Lizzie crew there is assembled back beneath Sereth with their captives. And give me just a moment to assemble that. But let's have a little dialogue. So the captives have been placed in a cage, and Meek and Salaman and Stubbs are on a ledge enjoying some well-deserved eyes of Shiigga fruit, and are sort of listening to Sereth and Brunner speaking above them, sort of trying to overhear some things, but they're having their own conversation as well. So let's give them a minute. That's you guys.
these road killers were pretty easy to capture.
How is Al doing? Has we managed to untie him from the net?
We're still trying to learn the technology.
Damn.
Can't even bite through it.
It's like rope with knots in it.
What is this? A rope with another rope?
He was rendered defenseless. What if they have more nets? How will we defeat them?
Hurry, someone go grab some more rope. Let's figure
They
out
nest with
these
their own nets.
nets. We'll capture their nets, yes.
Okay. Stubbs, I'm tasking you with studying this technology. Work with Al, get him untangled, figure out the nets.
Yes, Salaman.
Meek,
And
Yes.
you have done well. Keep feasting on the eyes of Shiigga.
This
I
is
can eat
bullshit.
so
Why do I have
many.
to go here?
Watch.
Okay, let's have a contest. Who can eat the most eyes of Shiigga?
He's
Oh,
got
this
two
is my
stomachs.
favorite kind of contest.
Yeah, and we're eating, I guess. So
I'm trying to learn net technology.
You there, wormlings. You have done well. You have brought us 2 roadkiller prisoners. Shiggoth is pleased. And I am announcing now that you will choose amongst yourselves who will be sacrificed to the mouth of Shiigga. Shiigga. Excuse me.
who was closest to the net?
I think it was Effie. We don't know her name though.
The silver hair one, the white hair one. Yes, but who had the dark magic?
Oh, the small one had the dark magic.
We sacrifice the one with the dark magic, and we learn the net technology from the white haired one.
What if it taints Shiga with that dark magic?
What if we sacrifice them both?
I think it'd be safer if I had a little sacrifice of my own before. I would like to say, like, in some fashion, I am stroking my teeth. I don't know how exactly, but
It sounded kind of sexual, like whatever
Yeah, that's
was going on.
That's what
oh,
I
it's a
thought was
very
going on.
intimate experience. Don't worry.
Okay, Meek, maybe that's something that you should do in private.
You don't want to watch?
It's not really my thing.
Oh, okay. Guess you lived for 100 years or so, and you kind of grew out of some things. I understand.
Some things just don't work as well as they used to.
Hey, use them while you got it. That's what I plan on doing. These big old teeth of mine, that is.
All right, Meek, don't make me report you to HR.
I already have 2 strikes. Don't do that to me.
Wormlings, what are you bickering about down there?
Nothing. HR loves me. I'm their prime candidate for promotions. Yes.
We want to sacrifice the one with the dark magic.
Very well. Pull him from the cage and toss him into the pool.
Like right now?
All right. Oh man, Nick's gonna be so pissed we killed his character.
I know, right?
We had a whole vote and everything. Yeah, fuck Bippers.
We put a goat on a raft instead of saying
We're like, oh, there goes our friends, but have you seen this goat?
it can
Oh,
smell
was
things.
sacrificing the goat an option?
We don't.
No.
There's no goats here, but I'm gonna throw Constable Bippers or the dark magic one into the water.
I'm doing
One of
a
these
dance
towers
off
each
to the
have sort
side.
of a cell in the bottom, and on this side we have Bippers, and on the other side we have Effie, the silver-haired and the dark magic user.
But before we just throw him into the water, isn't there some kind of ceremony, like a long, drawn-out ceremony that takes?
Oh yes, we must cover him in the eyes of Shiga and just mash him into him so he's nice and tasty.
Yes, sweeten him up for
Yes.
Shiga.
Seasoning.
This will take all of our efforts.
At least a week or 2 if it's done correctly. Or
Probably die of starvation.
sleep many sleeps from now.
At least one full sunstroke.
At least, even though I've never heard of that before.
All right, so you pull out you pull out Constable Bippers, and he's cursing and swearing. You see that his hands are very crudely wrapped behind his back, like 1 or 2 knots, but mostly just many cycles of like tying around and then sort of tucking it away. Obviously, Lizzie's like they can do some knots, but like not any. It's like different every time when they do
You
knots.
can't make nets, so
Net technology is obviously like way past them. So this
Well,
is
I mean, have
Yeah.
you seen their like structures? It's literally just twigs wrapped with like rope wrapped around it. Like, who says that's even tied?
it's not.
Yeah.
you
Ah.
pull out Constable Bippers, and you're there with him on the near the fruits, just slathering.
We kind of I lost your sound, Woody. Like you're really quiet. I don't know if your mic.
Sorry, I walked away from my mic. You guys go off onto a little ledge where you prepare Constable Bippers and just start slathering him up with fruit. So you guys go ahead and perform the ritual here, as then I'll run the camera here.
Not grunting.
It's important to lick each one before placing it
Oh
on,
yeah,
on
I
the
am
body.
like mashing them in and then cleaning my hands and just like grabbing more and just it's gross. And I'm also very excited about it.
I'm just sticking them in every orifice, so like putting them up his nose and like sticking them in his ears.
Oh, I'm gonna be like force feeding him some too, a little bit. I hope
He's still conscious, right? Like
What are you doing down there? Whose idea was this?
It was mine. It makes it super tasty.
It's tradition.
Meek, in all my time with you and your indolence, I've never been so impressed.
I'm pretty
Continue
sure
your
this was
work,
my
and
idea, but
And then when you're ready, give me the signal and I will release the mouth of Shiigga.
If we keep preparing him, we never have to stop eating.
just trying to draw it out.
Constable Bippers is mortified and horrified. He's definitely wet his pants already and is probably on the verge of soiling his pants. And you keep on hearing him whisper, could have been Billy, could have been Billy.
Wait, he doesn't know Billy, or does he?
Oh, or it could have been Bobby, I mean.
Bobby.
Bobby.
Bobby McDougal was his.
Oh, his nemesis or whatever.
yeah.
Okay.
Could have been Bobby, could have been Bobby.
What does he say?
At least stop talking about those papers.
You guys see all of a sudden that he understands your words, which you didn't necessarily expect. Like there's a common language here. Wait, how do you speak the common tongue?
I speak the only language I've ever known.
I only have this tongue.
Ugh.
You don't want to know what he does with that.
I'd show you later, but you know.
Constable Bippers lurches to his knees and throws up a bunch of force-fed fruits all over the ground.
And now we have to start over.
Maybe I should give him a little shock.
Is the ledge narrow enough that it's like spilling off? The
Yeah, a
ledge?
little bit of vomits spilling off down, kind of dripping over the ledge now.
So I'm like on my stomach trying to scrape it back up.
Right.
No, not for me, because I'm gonna put it back in him.
No, we need this. Come back.
Make a vigor check, one of you, to restrain Constable Bippers.
Well, it's not me.
I'll check. I got 18.
All right, you pull him back to his feet and sort of like you're holding his bindings and holding him upright. you pull his little beret backwards so that his neck is back and his mouth is open, and he's available to be force fed again.
You cannot delay the inevitable.
I'm gonna, with all of what I've scooped, I'm gonna do something really gross, guys, and I'm gonna apologize beforehand. But I'm gonna put it in my mouth, and then I'm gonna baby bird him.
All right, so you with your extra stomach, you roll out your tongue and gently shape it into sort of a trough, and then on demand, as is your gift, you regurgitate, and sort of this like sluice comes down the trough and into Constable Bipper's mouth, where Salaman is holding it open forcibly, and all this regurgitate just goes like, you like snake your tongue a little bit down into his mouth so that there's like holds it open, and then it's just sluicing into there, and he has wide-eyed and at this point is now soiling himself.
I would like to also add there might be a rock or two. I don't know if I got them all out the first time.
All right, let's roll. Have you got percentile die?
Yeah.
All right, so roll 2d10s, and if you will give it a 40% chance that a rock is going to come out here. So anything below 40 or below here.
58%.
All right, so one of the stones does come up, but you neatly sort of let it roll back into your second stomach and hold it there.
Not for you. Saving that for later.
I would I'll share a story with you guys later after this, I guess, which makes my what's happening now even funnier.
All right, suddenly you hear commotion above, where your betters are deliberating, and Seraph makes a pronouncement from her balcony.
The gods have spoken. We will have 2 sacrifices to the mouth of Shiigga today. Bring the silver-haired road killer. Prepare her ritually. Feed her.
Yes, I will harvest more eye of. I forget what. Shiigga.
Shiigga.
You might as well just throw them on in. Getting ready to feed the white hair.
This one is small. She may not take as long.
So who's gonna grab Effie?
I'll grab the prisoner.
All right.
I'm grabbing the eyes of the.
And feeding.
Stubbs,
I'm just throwing them into Meek's mouth, and he's just like.
all right.
Oh, can I try to catch one with my tongue?
Yeah, you definitely are able to catch it with your tongue. Yeah, I think we need to add prehensile tongue to Meek's gifts.
I think so too. I could almost.
Are you guys recording
we'll figure that out.
Some of the info about the Lizzies?
I wrote down my vigor and my guile, but that's all I know right now. But
Okay.
Yeah, I am writing down I don't think I have any other stats than Guile right now recorded, but.
All right. So Stubbs, you make your way over to the cage, and you see that Effie has started to break free, and she has one hand loose and has found one of her daggers and is like starting to cut through the admittedly pretty crude construction of the tower cage that she's in.
Oh, you want to fight, eh? And I'm going to try to reach out and use my electric gland, which is, the glands are going to be on my hands, I think.
All right, so you have all this built up energy that sort of, you can feel it crackling inside you, and you release it. Go ahead and make a grace check to remotely send a little jolt. Actually, you're going to need to touch her, so make it a vigor check through the cage.
A vigor check, all right. I got a 15.
All right, so you reach in, you grab her, and she gets shocked, and you see her like hair goes like kind of like stands up a little bit, like she's rubbing a balloon or whatever. And I don't think that really does that, but anyways, and then she sort of is like convulsing a little bit, sort of like locked in place, and you've got a little bit of time while she's you've got to turn while she's kind of stunned.
Yeah, I presumably she had some rope that was just kind of looped around her hand, so I'm just gonna try to do that again, but like I don't know how to tie knots, so
All
I'm
right,
just
make a
gonna
guile
like
check.
You've been studying though. You've been studying. Maybe you just like put her hand in a net.
yeah. So like she can very easily break free, but like I think I've done a good job, and I'm gonna try to take her out of the cage now.
Make a guile check to do this wrap job.
Oh, actually, no, I do have a gun. I got a 10.
All right, yeah, so pretty appropriate. So you like wrap her hands a bunch there, and you start carrying her out, and the rope is sort of raveling out behind you as you guys walk along, but she's still kind of stunned and disoriented, and you bring her over and plop her down next to Constable Bippers.
I may have overdone it on this one.
Is that a net on her hands?
Yes, I've learned well.
Oh,
Incredible.
Start the feeding.
Okay, are you all filled up? Is your stomach filled, Meek? Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm like kind of like getting ready, like regurgitating some.
Open her mouth. All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna just hold her mouth open.
Yeah, we're gonna do this whole bad thing again. I puked in both of my friends' mouths today.
All right, she is crying and sort of like recovering from her electrocution. Her mascara is like running down her face, and like she's definitely getting stuffed full of fruits there. And just you're smashing it on her face and like rubbing it in her hair and stuff, like. And you're basically starting to run out like of the fruits here. Like there's not very many left on the bushes nearby.
Uh-oh.
Ah, we do not have enough. We must harvest more.
I think we've got enough.
I might have.
Lord Yannick,
Fetch.
you're muted.
Said we should push them in.
What, like this?
Is it time?
Sacrifices are ready.
Did you push him in?
Yeah.
All right, so you pushed Constable Bippers in, me,
Oh,
and he's like, just like pushes straight off, just like whoop, into the water, and then down and splashes. And you can see him like blah, like the ripples go out in the pond, and then Sereth, she says, "Excellent, the ritual has begun," and you can see that she is like pulling up some kind of like she's pulling some kind of a rope that's doing something, and opens, like she signals to some of the other Lizzies to roll back this boulder that is keeping the mouth in its sort of cave area penned off. So we're going to continue to go through our turn order here. You guys lead each other, Salaman, Meek, and Stubbs. So starting with Salaman.
We now wait for the mouth of Shiigga. Once she has had her taste, and once the first sacrifice is over, we will push in the silver hair one.
Yes.
Now, Meek, can you clean up some of the leftovers here?
Oh, there's never any leftovers when I'm around.
And I'm licking everything.
All right.
It's efficient.
Can I do like a vision, because I feel like it's been a while since I've gotten to look upon the mouth of Shiigga. So can I do a vision check? Just I'm in like awe of this ceremony, and I just want to see what.
Yes. So you see that two of the brutes, the flat-headed, kind of shark-headed, strong, Lizzies, they are pulling up a rock, a big rock that there's 2 ropes coming off of it, like crude ropes, and they've been wrapped around this rock like many times. You know, a great Lizzie knot has been done around this rock, and they're both from each of the towers. They're like heaving this rope, and it's this crude gate that forms a seal over this little part of cave. As they lift this up, and then they they do a sophisticated knot, they tie it off. And this big rock is just kind of suspended very precariously above this gate. And as Constable Bippers swims around, Sereth says, "Throw the other one in. Throw her in."
Yes.
I guess it's time.
I'm gonna shove her.
You shove
Yeah.
her, and you shove her, and she tumbles, and her bonds totally come unwound behind her as she goes.
Stubbs, you must continue your work with this technology.
And then
Yes.
the mouth, you can see the fin come out of the cave as this big fish thing comes out, and then it swims out towards Effie and Constable Bippers, and then it turns slightly, and you see there's a disturbance in the water, and sort of a quivering of the fin, and a jet of water shoots up towards the pedestal where you're standing.
Is this part of the ceremony?
Why?
I think so.
Sereth is hungry, too hungry for just 2 sacrifices. Be honored, Lizzies, worms, be honored in your death.
And Sereth is shouting from above, so now the mouth is basically shooting little jets of water out at you, trying to knock you off of this platform into the water. So I want you all to make a grace check here. What do we got?
Got a 9.
Stubbs got a 14.
I just rolled for my grace. I got a 5 for my stats, and I have a 15 total.
All right, so Salaman gets hit squarely in the chest with a blast of water and falls back sort of nearby Constable Bippers. And you can tell that you got hit by this blast, and now you're sort of covered in this acidic mucus. And you're very it's sticking to you very heavily, and it's sort of like a film on you now. Stubbs, you also get hit by this right at the base of your tail, and it sort of spins you around, and you topple off into the water.
Ah!
Meek manages to dodge. He's there cleaning up, and hunched down manages to dodge the blast from the mouth. And so Meek, why don't you take turn control here?
It was an honor capturing the road killer with you all. But the rope technology is mine now.
I'm just up there going crazy. In my mind, I've got the nets. I've got all this stuff I'm cleaning up. So I'm eating. It's literally the best time I've ever had in my life. I think I'm just making weird noises, honestly, up there, just
All right, and we are going to cut away to the road killers as they continue down the tunnel. There is we have the door shield with Sleepy Bill on there, and we also have the whole crew moving along. So I want to do once around the horn to sort of catch up with that group, and then we're gonna cliffhang for the night. So starting with Lord Yennik, give us your thoughts on the night.
Man, we lost our friends, but I think we're making really good timing with this whole goat on a shield thing. I think we're gonna get there before anything happens to them. We're definitely gonna come in and save them. They're probably just sitting in cages right now, so I'm feeling pretty good. What about you, Elka?
Well, it was a shock to see Evie and Bippers go, but if the dwarves have hope that Rollin has lasted this many years, I have to have hope that Evie and Bippers are going to be okay. And it's just been really nice having this animal companion. I didn't realize how much I missed that. What about you, Craig?
Sleepy Billy's my new best friend. Hello. I love you too.
Bleh. Bleh.
And Seraph at the top of her parapet there, staring down, speaks in view of the rest of the Lizzie worms. And she says,
The mouth must feed so that the body will grow. And when the body has grown, Shiigga will return.
and with that, we end our session. Thanks for coming tonight, guys. Hope you had fun. And that's the end of this episode.
Wait,